Now, China accuses Taiwan of stealing intelligence with the aim of what it calls infiltration and sabotage. Beijing says that Taiwanese spy agencies have stepped up their efforts on intelligence related to mainland China. In a series of television programs, China claimed how students in Taiwan are being targeted by spy agencies to give in information. Beijing warned Taipei against further damaging the already strained relations. Taiwan, in a statement, rejected the allegation and said that China framed a case against it. For long, China and Taiwan have been at loggerheads as Beijing sees the island as a wayward province. China claims sovereignty over Taiwan, but the island refuses to acknowledge that it is part of one China. Now over to Ontario, we have Jason Unruhe, who is a political commentator and analyst, joining me. Good to see you, Jason. Do you agree with China that Taiwan is really doing something, as I just reported, and why should Taiwan ever do that?
Well, I think that since Taiwan is such a very close ally of the United States, essentially the creation of Taiwan itself goes back to the divide that took place after the Communist Revolution in 1949. The Nationalist Party that was in the country, that was backed by the U.S., its leadership, Chiang Kai-shek, fled to Taiwan and set up what was essentially a fascist government inside the country. This has always been a sore point for China, a large piece of its territory, which is Taiwan. The Taiwanese, they speak Chinese. They are ethnic Chinese. They are China. And they have always been divided as a result of U.S. military power and influence inside the island. I would see it as perfectly natural that the United States would use Taiwan to spy on China. They're right next door. They can practically almost see each other. So I think it makes perfect sense that they would use them to do that. But this comes at a time when several Latin American countries have broken off contact with Taiwan and instead have recognized mainland China. The United States has put forth some legislation that would prioritize Taiwanese air travel and would seek to punish people who didn't recognize it.
All right, thank you for that perspective. That was Jason Unruhe, political commentator and analyst, joining me from Ontario.